How's it going, everybody? Playing some more Majora's Mask 3D today, and today we are going to be going through or not Gerudo, it's Pirate's Fortress in this game, isn't it? So we're going to be going through the Pirate's Fortress, as well as Pinnacle Rock, I believe it's called. This is going to be post-commentated, by the way, because I was struggling a lot in this video. Mayhaps not, failure-wise, but, like, I don't know, I just worry that I'm gonna, like, slip up super bad, and things are gonna take me 10x longer than they should, which one slip up actually does happen in this video. I'll get to that more later on, but why don't I just say it right now? So, when you're in the Pirate's Fortress, you're gonna want to take a picture of one of the Gerudo guards, and that is gonna give you access to a Seahorse. And I know that sounds weird, but you'll see later on. I'm not really too big of a fan of this part of the game. The whole egg collecting thing, it's just... I like Majora's Mask, but the egg collecting is just really tedious for me. Because there's so many of them. There's like 7 eggs that you need to collect, and... I don't know, it feels really different compared to the way that you get to the other temples. Like, for Woodfall, all that really required was you to get to the monkey. Excuse me. And for Snowhead, all that really required was what? Just the Lens of Truth. But then suddenly, you get here, and you have to collect 7 eggs and go through. So I don't mind going through the Pirate's Fortress. I don't mind that at all. I really like it there, because you get a really cool item. But what is weird is that they suddenly placed upon you that you need to collect 7 eggs, and if you don't have enough bottles for the Pirate's Fortress, then you could actually end up having to go back in there again, which is kind of annoying. But fortunately, I have a lot of bottles. But I don't know. I just don't like the egg collecting part. But Pirate's Fortress is a really cool idea. I do like that they kind of did a little bit more in this game with the water areas. I mean, we have the Pirate's Fortress, we have Pinnacle Rock, we have the Great Bay Temple. They really expanded for the water area, and I think that's really cool. I mean, oh, right here, I was discovering that you can use the Circle Pad Pro to move the camera around for the ocarina. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this game in the fact that they kind of expanded upon the grass area, or I guess you'd call it a grass area for the swamp and Woodfall. It's just, you don't really see too many swamp environments this early on in the Zelda series. I think Oracle games were after this, as well as Minish Cap. And Minish Cap, I believe, was the next time we saw him. And I don't know. I mean, Link to the Past has it, sure, but I don't really consider Link's Awakening that little area. I forget what it's called. I think it's the second dungeon, but it's kind of just a smaller area. I mean, I get they can only have so many spots on the map, but to me, this was just a really big step in the right direction, and kind of led to where we are now, I suppose. And I don't know, for this game it really feels unique, I suppose, because it did something that most Zeldas hadn't really done too much before. I just think it's really cool. So right there, Tattle just would have commented on the fact that the band member is out in the water. You don't really need to listen to Tattle. I mean, she can kind of be annoying like Navi, but not too bad. So what you want to do is push them all the way to shore, and then you guessed it, play the Song of Healing, which it's interesting that the there's the Goron that needed the Song of Healing. There's Zora that needs the Song of Healing, and then there's the guy in Akana Canyon that needs the Song of Healing. Just a very big coincidence that all these people need the Song of Healing. I mean, I get Skull Kid kind of had to play in a lot of this, but it's still interesting. And he kind of just died right before Link's very eyes, which is tragical. But he's gonna get back up and play for us one final song. So I've always liked those little Song of Healing sequences that you get. Just how they can say so much without any words. It's really cool. And it's nice that Link built the little grave for him. And like the Goron, oh, for some reason it lags a lot when you put on the masks. I'm not sure why, but like with the Goron statue, that little grave there will teach you the basic controls of controlling Zora Link, which is nice to have. It's not too complicated, really. You just swim around like this. I am using the patch though, which fixes the swimming by a lot. Improves it to back where it originally was in the Nintendo 64 version. So if you're not too happy with the changes that the 3D version implemented, then you can just use the patch. I don't think... Okay, so I guess you would need your 3DS to be modded to use it on there. But if you have the emulated version, you can also install the patch that way. I don't have it on my 3DS yet, but I do intend to put it on there at some point. Because it's a very simple process. I think it's just a matter of downloading it and then installing it through one of the homebrew apps. So, not too difficult. The reason I picked up both maps here is just for convenience sake. I don't want to have to knock Tingle down again one more time, and I have the rupees. So, I figured better to buy it now, because I'm going to be getting a lot of rupees in this part. Because there's quite a few chests in the Pirate's Fortress. There's for sure one that gives you 100. There's one, I think there's a few that give you 20 rupees. There might be one that maxes out your current wallet. I'm not certain. It's either 100 rupee or 200 rupee that I'm thinking of. Not entirely sure though. We'll find out though. Because I did play through this a few days ago. And currently, when I'm commentating it, it is the 12th of February. Which means that we're almost halfway through the month. Very exciting. So, in the Nintendo 64 version, you could have had the Stone Mask. One thing I'll put at the start too is make sure you have a red potion with you for this, because there's going to be a mask that we can purchase. Hopefully I remember to do that, put the disclaimer at the start, or notification I suppose. You can't knock these Grudos out, unfortunately, but really all you need to do is be stealthy. Just this quick little area, and then the rest of it's not too bad actually, especially with us being able to get the Stone Mask here. I don't quite understand why they changed that up, why the Stone Mask location was switched from Akana Canyon to Pirate's Fortress, maybe to make it a little bit more difficult to get, or I don't know. I really don't know why they did it. But you just want to pay attention to your mini-map, and then make sure these guards don't see you come up. Like so. And I'm not certain if they can see you all the way up top here. I don't think they can see you up here, so you don't really have to worry too much when you're up here. It's just when you're on lower ground, or it just could be because that I timed it properly and the guards aren't going by currently, which could also be the case. But you just want to be really careful going through this area, especially if you're not a big fan of stealth areas and you want to get through this as fast as possible. Just make sure. I know it sounds weird, but you do have to have patience, even if you want to speed through this, because if you don't have patience for this little area, you're probably going to have a rough time. Okay, so now that we have our first 20 rupees, there's not much else out here. There's a chest over there. I'm assuming it's also another 20 rupees. I did not feel like getting it because there's going to be plenty of other rupees along the fortress. So you can just kind of skip ahead if you'd like, or if you really want that chest, you can go for it, and then just kind of be cautious about how you fill your wallet, because if you get the rupee that maxes out your wallet, and then you keep getting the other chests, it's not going to matter, because your wallet's full. So just kind of be careful there. But really, aside from that first stealth area, the fortress isn't too terrible. Just make sure you collect all 4 eggs, and that's kind of all there really is to it. I would say that the Gerudo Fortress in Ocarina of Time is a bit more difficult, and the underwater controls are a little weird. As you can see, I struggled here. There we go. But it's interesting. It's always interesting seeing stealth, how they handle it in Zelda games. I think Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask kind of gave them a good starting point. I'm trying to think. Is there any stealth sections in the... Yeah, there is. In the Oracle games, there's a stealth section, isn't there? Which... I don't know how line of sight worked in those games. I think as long as you weren't directly in their direction, they couldn't see you. Like if you're one tile off of what they're on. But maybe it's based by direction, so if you're in their direction uncovered, then they can still see you. But I feel like it's kind of harder to incorporate into a 2D game. I mean, I'm sure someone's probably found a way to do it really well. I don't think the Oracle games really did it too badly, that I remember. I don't think it was that complicated. And then Spirit Tracks had the stealth as well. Although I don't... Is that 2D? I don't know what they consider that. Maybe 3D? I don't know. But it did a good job as well. And there's a little chest in here, or, excuse me, a little heart piece, which you can get by either rolling to it from here, or you can wear the bunny hood, and you'll make it with plenty of time. And in case the door closes behind you, you got this little switch so you can escape. Like so. And there's another chest over there on the bottom. I believe it also is probably another 20 rupees, which I didn't feel like getting because there's going to be so many rupees that'll be obtaining in this video. So, just didn't feel like going for it, especially since it's only 20 rupees. You know, it'd kind of be out of my way a little bit. So for this next area, I actually got blown out, and then the Nintendo 64 version. Just be careful by those little drafts. You don't want to get blown away. It'd be tragical if you did. But not the end of the world, because it just puts you outside the fortress. And you can use the boomerangs that Zora Link has for this part, if you'd like. I actually fell down here. But you could have just... Like, I didn't mean to do that, of course. Little bomb got me, but it's no big deal, because you just hop on this switch, like so, and then pull your bow out, or if you want to stay as Zora Link, you would just use the, I don't know what they are exactly, but they're like boomerang-y things. Hit that switch, and then there's a ladder you can climb up right there, and that's just going to lead you to a telescope, which allows you to peek inside the fortress, kind of get a feeling where all the guards are. And I would recommend, as soon as you get inside this little fortress, there's a save spot. I would recommend you do so, in case you get thrown out, then you can just reset your game, and then just spawn back in. This just kind of gives you a little overview of where everyone is. And then first thing you're going to want to go for is the stone mask, because it's going to make this part much, I guess, I don't want to say easier, it's going to make it impossible to fail. Just want to take out these two guards, and then you can make your way over here. And then right here is where the guard is, and you'll just want to hand him your red potion once he explains his little backstory. I wonder what station or what gate he was supposed to be guarding. Another thing to be very careful of is, as soon as this little dialogue ends, make sure that that guard off to the side isn't looking at you, otherwise you'll be kicked out. So put on your mask as fast as humanly possible, otherwise you're going to be in a rough position. So there we go. Now the guards can't see us. And what the stone mask does, it prevents enemies from noticing you. Makes you as plain as stone. So you can just kill these guards because the mask makes you unappealing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be treated as cloak or how it works. I don't know if that's fully explained aside from that little dialogue the guy had. I don't know. So I wonder what the treasure is they're referring to. The ice arrows, maybe? I don't know. But what you want to do is just knock that little beehive down like I did, or hornet hive, whatever it is. And then there's a spot you can keep going through from this doorway that we entered. If you go to the left here, you can just drop straight down into the room. I unfortunately didn't notice this. And I don't know if it's like this in Nintendo 64 version or not, because that's what I played first. Just to kind of practice this part. And I don't remember seeing it. Maybe it's 3DS exclusive. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I just didn't see it. But what you want to do is just open this chest, and you're going to get yourself a cool little item from Ocarina of Time, being the Hookshot. Now, I don't think it is based off the long shot. I think it's actually based off Hookshot, meaning it's got the same hookshot distance. But maybe it is long shot. Doesn't seem like it's long shot, but you never know. Then it's time to start collecting the Zora Eggs, which is not too difficult. Just make sure you have 3 bottles. I said 3 bottles, not 3. You'll need 4 in total for the Pirate's Fortress, so if you're following along, you should have 5 bottles, and you'll be good to go. And I think Tattle mentioning how many eggs is new to this game, which I honestly really appreciate, because when I was younger, I had no idea where I was missing the eggs from, and kind of ended up getting lost, so it's really nice to have this now. Just kind of glanced around the room here, because I was like really just amazed by a little Pirate's Fortress that doesn't have any beds. It's very interesting, like where do they all sleep? I don't get it. But now that we have the hookshot, we can get the rest of the eggs, and there's only 3 eggs that remain, as well as 3 mini-bosses that we must face. Or maybe it's the same mini-boss, but we face her 3 times. I don't know. So if you want more of a challenge, just take the mask off, and then you can play it stealthy. Otherwise, just put the mask on, you can rush through things. This video still did take me about, 45 minutes, so not very speedy, but oh well. It's not meant to be speed, just getting things done, you know? And I don't get why these Gerudos aren't fooled by the mask, but the other ones are. But she's pretty easy, just slash her a few times, or use Deku Nuts, whichever's easier. Then we can continue on. And then we have ourselves another chest, which I believe contains 20 rupees, as well as another egg. And I know that guy in there looks scary. You can use your Zora Magic Barrier and take care of him pretty easily. Or you might be able to use your boomerang too. I kind of goofed up here. And I think all you have to do is really kill him, and then they all die. But I could be wrong. Because it seems like they all died there, but maybe they died from a magic barrier. I'm not sure. Yep, another 20 rupees. So this means there's only 2 eggs left in the fortress, and it's fairly straightforward where you need to go. There's only so many locations you can grapple onto. There's this one over here, and then I believe there's another on this side as well. I don't remember if I get that one first or next, or if I get that one last. Looks like I get it last. And there's one on this side. And an interesting thing to note, this little platform that I just walked by, that was crates in the original version. Like, not the breakable ones, just metal crates, so I wonder why they changed the design of certain things. It's a little weird, but what can you do? Then once again, if you want a challenge, you can take the mask off, but otherwise, you can just slash her. So it must be 3 different Gerudos that you fight then. And they do have the same animations from Ocarina of Time, like same attacks. They also have the animation where it knocks you out. And Tattle's warning on these guys actually talks about being captured, but that attack does nothing to you in this game, so you can't be captured. And I'm not really sure why Tattle includes that. Maybe you're originally supposed to be captured, but they forgot to enable what that attack would do. I don't know. But no bad guys to deal with this in this room, so just want to grab the egg. And that leaves 1 remaining in the Pirate's Fortress, excuse me. And this one requires slight effort, not much, because we're invisible after all. Just gotta backtrack a little bit. There's a little chest here. Wonder why they have so many chests with 20 rupees. Like, where's all their good stuff, huh? And I noticed there's a chest up there on the top. I think all you have to do for that one is just look up on where we entered that second egg area. But I could be mistaken. I'm sure you can see how to get up there from up here, probably. I wonder where they got the hookshot from. Or was it made by them? Because it kind of seems like it could have been made by them. Which is really impressive for Gerudos. But I don't know. I don't know if these are Gerudos exactly. Or some sort of variation of them. I don't know. But then we have mini-boss for the 3rd time. And I think that little piece of dialogue is different compared to the others, but they always say it doesn't end here after you defeat them, and it does end here because this is the last egg. So I don't know why they give up on fighting you if they know you're here. That takes care of that, and then we can grab the last egg in here. Alright, so with the last egg in hand, make sure you take a picture of the Gerudos, because if you don't, you're gonna be in for backtracking, I suppose. So, also don't, make sure your bottles all have the eggs in them. You didn't accidentally pick up a fish, like I just did. I'm glad I noticed that here before being like, where's the egg? And of course, Tattle will mention when you get an egg. Maybe that's part of the reason they included it, because people were capturing fish instead of the eggs. I don't know. I'm guessing that was probably the case, though. But then you can just make sure you take a picture and then head out. Make sure you have that picture of the Gerudo pirate. I'm not entirely sure why he wants to photograph the pirate. I won't get into that, but there's the picture of the pirate I took. And you're gonna need an empty bottle for the Seahorse, by the way. And make sure you have 3 bottles, because you're gonna need them for Pinnacle Rock. You can go back and forth if you really want to. Just takes more time. But really, you can complete all this stuff on the first day, so it's no big deal. And then you're gonna want to take the Seahorse over to these 2 rocks over here, and then into the next area. And then you can drop it off right here. And then he's going to take you around this area, because you will actually get lost on your own. So probably best not to do that. So, I'm not certain if these little sea snakes have names, but they're pretty easy to kill. Just use your, you can either use your boomerang thingies, or you can kill them with your magic. Like so. And there's bottles throughout the entire little cavern area if you run out of magic, and they refill it quite a bit like that. I think it's probably like 1/3 of your magic each jar, so you don't have to worry about anything. always thought they looked kind of creepy in this area. Like, you can see them even when you're all the way across. And I don't think Tattle has any comment on them either. But there's our first egg. And you don't need to kill all these guys, just the ones that have eggs. And then, if you want the heart piece, kill the one with the seahorse in it. Which is what I'm going for. And they will eat you if you end up in their mouth. And then to escape, you can just use your Zora magic. Although I don't think it damages them in that case. I think the Seahorse location might be random each time. I'm not certain on that. But I think the eggs might be in the same spot. Maybe not. By the way, you still gotta kill the sea snakes to get them. And it probably would have been a good idea to head to the bank before heading down here for more rupees. But, yeah, I didn't feel like going. Now, the way to kill them with your boomerang is you're gonna have to stand off to the side of these little nooks, and then you can throw them at them. It's a little bit more tricky that way, but you can do it. And you might be able to throw your boomerangs from the air. I'm not certain on that one, but maybe you can. And there's our second egg. And I believe I missed one up on top. And I think that's because I got confused. I don't think it spawned in, or maybe I just missed it. I'm not certain. But then, like I said, if you're running low on magic, just hit these guys, and they'll refill you up. So, it is really nice having the upgraded magic meter. I remember in the Nintendo 64 version, I did not have it, and it made this part a whole lot more stressful. Because I think I ran out of magic jars, because I wasn't very good with Zora Link. I'm still not very good, but I know how to control them fairly well. And then make sure you talk to these guys for this piece of heart. And then all that's left to do here is just to collect the last egg. And look at these little seahorses. Now, like I was saying, I don't know if these eggs spawn in the same spot every time. Maybe they do. Maybe not. I would think they do, because the ones in the pirate fortress are... Well, that's kind of where they can spawn. The only spot for them to spawn, so... I don't know. I do think there's a sort of draw distance from which you can see the eggs, and that might be why I wasn't seeing them right away. Like this last egg that I'm looking for. Because I think you have to be fairly close to see it. And here I was checking to make sure that I wasn't just blind and not seeing an egg. So, it is really cool seeing an area, like, underwater this deep in a Zelda game. We see that in Twilight Princess as well, and I think Skyward Sword, when the forest is flooded, it's all underwater like this. I kind of prefer it this way, in Twilight Princess way, like big open areas. I think it would have been cool if there was some sort of boss fight here, but I don't know. I kind of do question the Great Bay Temple boss and why they went the way they did. I feel like having a boss fight in an arena this big would have been much more fun. I'm glad they kind of did that with Twilight Princess when, is it Morphila? Morphila? I don't know, something like that. But I really like that underwater boss fight. It's probably one of my favorites. As you can tell, I'm still struggling looking for the egg. I think I find it in just a few seconds. Once again, checking to make sure that I actually don't have the egg. So I do think it is draw distance based, because I finally saw it over here, and I don't remember it appearing earlier, so probably is draw distance based. But then you can just head on back to the laboratory, and then the fish, well, I guess there are fish, they'll teach you a little song, which is how you access the next temple. Which I don't have too many memories of, I just kind of remember not liking it so much. But who knows, maybe this time around I will like it, because I actually haven't played up to that point, and then the 3DS version, and then Nintendo 64 version currently. I just started, like I have 3 stray fairies there, so I kind of have a good idea of what I'm doing, kind of not so much. And the gold-colored fish he's talking about is the Seahorse, of course. Kind of rhymed there. So now we can dump the rest of these eggs in here, and I think this song might be one of my favorites in this game. It's a nice little tune. And I noticed from the Nintendo 64 version, that little wall there, it's just a ladder in this game. I wonder if that's because players can figure out you can climb it in the Nintendo 64 days. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of weird changes that don't really have any explanations, but I feel like this one could be explained by that, or the Pirate's Fortress players not realizing they collected a fish. I mean, I know you can tell a difference in the icon, but for someone who maybe never picked up a fish, maybe they would think it's an egg, so I could see that being confusing. So you just want to play your instrument to Zora Link, and then they'll teach you a new song. So that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you deposit all your rupees in the clock town. And then, if you want to, you can skip next video. Next video is just going to be a collection video, so if you're watching this way past when I complete this game, feel free to skip ahead if you don't want the 100%. Otherwise, you can always do next video sometime later if you want to. But with that, I would like to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.